So, yesterday I was going through my local comic shop looking through the consignment bin when I came across this little beauty. The 2000s Marvel miniseries Power Pack, a story about four siblings who fight crime using alien powers. I loved Power Pack as a kid. I would read it all the time at my library. And looking back on it, reading them now, I still love it. It's a wonderful series. And I can say from experience that it's great for getting kids into comics. I wish Marvel had more books like Power Pack these days. It's really important that kids be able to see themselves in their media, and I think Power Pack does a great job of that. One of the reasons I loved it so much as a kid was because it was about kids. And not just kids, but siblings who actually have a nice, realistic relationship with each other. They're positive and they help each other, and sometimes they fight, and that's exactly what it was like growing up with my sister. Alright, now I'm going to give you guys a brief overview of the story of each issue. Here's issue 1, Power Pack, featuring Franklin Richards, son of a genius. So, issue 1 is all about Katie, who is only 6 by the way, writing a school report that would reveal that they are all superheroes. As you can imagine, the other siblings aren't quite thrilled about that, but she doesn't quite understand why. I mean, they're superheroes, right? That'd be awesome. I mean, look at all this cool merch they'd get, right? That's amazing. But the others don't quite see it that way. They have a bit of a brief scuffle. By the way, the parents don't know that they're superheroes. So yeah. But, you know, she tries to tell them at dinner, and they cut in and keep saying things to cover. And finally, she just gets fed up and storms out. And the dad's going to go talk to her, but Alex is like, "Don't worry, Dad. I got this." Alex is the older brother. I guess I should say, let's see, Alex, Katie, Julie, Jack. Yeah. And goes and talks to her, sitting out on the roof. It's probably safe for kids, I'm sure. I mean, they're superheroes, it's fine. And she gets fed up. She's annoyed because she feels like just no one really takes her seriously. I mean, yeah, she's a kid, but she should be treated with respect. And you know what? Good on her, but not good because she releases this energy blast, and you know what? But Alex talks her down. But uh-oh, because these alien guys who want their powers detected it. And now they're going to come and get the siblings. So we go on. This is, I guess they're getting ready for bed. And then this guy shows up in power armor. I forget what he's called. Doesn't really matter, honestly. But they fly out and have to fight him off. But now he knows where they live, which isn't great. Fortunately, Katie saves the day. And, then it is the next day, and they're going to school, but Katie's already left. Oh no, they gotta stop her from giving that report. Has she learned her lesson? And yes she has, although they don't know that. So they bust in and try to cover and convince the teacher that in fact their trip to the Grand Canyon was not real. But what, the Grand Canyon? So yeah, that's the story. And Katie learns some responsibility. They all get along. And in the back we have a little Franklin Richards, which if you didn't know, he's the son of the Fantastic Four, of Mr. Fantastic and I think Invisible Woman. It's very cute, very Calvin and Hobbes type story. Just adorable. And now we have issue 2 of Power Pack, and each of these issues kind of focuses on one of our main heroes. And this one, first one was Katie, second one is Alex, and we open with them fighting. It's Misadventures in Babysitting, and we open with them fighting a guy, I guess, but then we don't. We go and it's school, so they're coming out of school, and here's Alex's crush, Caitlin Johns, and so Julie's like, "Oh, you should go talk to her." And he's like, "Well, I don't know." And then she just does, and they get to talking and get a date. So that's wonderful, isn't it? A date. It's very nice. And Alex is a little bit excited. He's floating. They're like, yo, bro, you shouldn't float because people might see you. And he's like, what? Yeah, I guess so. Now we cut to a little bit later. They're at home. By the way, the dad is an inventor. We have Jack hanging out with him. Reveals that Alex does in fact have a date, and the dad is going to give him some advice. You know, treat women with respect. You got to remember the important things about your relationship, like eye color and favorite flower. And then in fact he forgets that he has an anniversary dinner with his wife, with the Power Pack's mom. But she's pretty cool about it. She's like, yeah, I know you forgot. You don't have to cover. I still love you. And says that the secret to a real relationship, you know, that's, you got to admit when you screwed up, when you made a mistake. And so they're going to go out and they ask Alex to babysit. Because Dad forgot a sitter, because, you know, he forgot the date. But we still love Dad. You know, he's cool. He's a cool dad. He's a good guy. We don't hold it against him. But he's got plans. Alex does. He can't babysit, but you know what? Sorry. He's gotta. It's too bad, but he's just gotta babysit. Oh no, he puts Julie in charge, you know? He goes anyway. That's pretty edgy. I don't know. This book, limited series, all ages, I don't know. If he's like leaving his siblings alone under supervision of an older sister, I don't know. That might be like a teen thing. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure that might have happened in Miss Marvel. So I don't know. But okay. We'll allow it. We'll keep going. And they're calling on the cell phone. They're at the movies. Oh, he turns off the phone though. Got an ad. Something happened with the dad's interdimensional doorway, and the giant space squid is coming out. So he interrupts their time on this place at swing. This swing has to go. He has to dump his date. He has to abandon her and fly home. But before he can get downstairs to help, Caitlin shows up. And she's like, hey, I know you didn't need help with your babysitting that you got to run back and do, but I can help. And he's like, okay, thanks. Yeah, no, that's fine. See you later. Then he runs downstairs to help, abandoning his date again for his siblings. And they're fighting this octus squid thingamabob. Depends on how many arms it has. It's kind of hard to tell. But Caitlin knocks again. She's like, okay, look, you know, I heard some noises. Sounds like something's going on. Y'all okay? Why are you dressed like that? He's like, what? No, we're having a tea party. It's fine. Kids dress up as tea party people all the time. And then he locks the door. Sadness. And he kicks the squid through the portal and into this other dimension, which has really, really nice coloring. This book is beautiful. The art is amazing. You should totally follow the artist wherever they're doing stuff. I'm not really following the artist. Whatever. It's just a beautiful book. And so they get back through the portal and close the squid, which they've named Larry, away. And it all works out. And the parents come home and thank him for babysitting. And he says, well, you know, I almost made the wrong choice, but yeah, family does come first, Dad. I understand. And they have a nice moment. And then Caitlin shows up and she says, you know what? I realized I was being nosy earlier. Sorry about that. My apologies. If you still want to have a date, you know, you could come over and help me babysit my brothers. And he's like, yeah, that'd be great. I'd love to. And it all works out and it's good. And then we get another backstory or a side story with Franklin Richards. Very sweet. Very sweet. Now we have the third story, Power Pack, and they cross over with the Fantastic Four. We've been seeing Franklin Richards in the back of these books for so long, for so many issues now. And now we get to see the whole Fantastic Four, except for Franklin. So that's kind of weird, but okay. This one's about Jack. It opens with them fighting a Doombot. Get him, Power Pack! Ka-chow! That's probably how it sounds. And Jack, who has the ability, by the way, to shrink and grow. I guess I didn't mention their abilities. He can get denser or less dense, so we can like turn into a cloud. You know, Cloud Jack over here, Tiny Jack over there. And he gets in there and he blows up the robot. They're like, what are you thinking? Doing that alone? You could have been killed. But it's a kid's comic, so they don't say killed. They said, you know, you gotta be careful. And now they're going camping. We cut to going camping. And Jack's being kind of a butt, you know, he's kind of the bratty brother. Not a bad guy, just kind of a butt, you know how some kids are. And they're like, come on, Jack, don't reveal our secret identities to our parents. And he doesn't, and it all works out. They're like, what? A castle? Because there's a castle they're driving by. Probably belongs to Dr. Doom, but you know what, that's a spoiler. We go over here. They're camping, very nice. Jack is bored. Still, they're just fishing, and Jack's like, come on, let's go use our superpowers and have fun. It'll be awesome. Let's go check out that castle. And Alex, quite reasonably, is like, why would we do that when we could just leave people alone and fish? And Jack unreasonably says, guess so, yeah, sure. But later that night, he sneaks over and realizes, gasp, there are Doombots at the castle. They must belong to Dr. Doom. So he goes and he sneaks in, and what? The Fantastic Four? The big four, flaming four, must be the Human Torch. And so he's got to know what happens there. He sneaks in using his shrinking powers, but he almost gets caught by the Doombots. And he almost escapes, but no, because Dr. Doom caught him. And now we see Katie. She woke up from a nightmare. Thought she heard a bear or something. And then they realize that Jack is gone. Surprise, surprise. And now we see Jack is stuck. And he's here with the Human Torch. And they actually have a really nice conversation. You know, they're kind of both the hotheads of the team. You know, they like to give their teammates a little grief, rush in head first, and they just have a nice talk about, you know, like, look, Jack with his hero, like, man, I shouldn't have like rushed in, and his hero, the Human Torch, he's like, yeah, I know what you mean, but we gotta get better at it, right? We gotta listen to our team leaders and learn strategy and stuff. And now it's a very sweet moment, but now we cut out to the rest of the Power Pack outside the castle. And they sneak in, just fly right over the wall, and then Dr. Doom appears. And it's like, Doombots, destroy them. And then they have a big fight with the Doombots with some fantastic art and action and coloring and stuff. And then just when it looks like they're done for, Fantastic Four saves them. They have a big battle with the Fantastic Four. Very cool. There's this great moment with Sue and Alex. They're like, what are you guys doing here? Looking for my brother. And they're like, yeah, me too. And it's wonderful. And so they save them. And then they go back to the campsite. And the Fantastic Four hang out with them. And the parents are like, where'd the Fantastic Four come from? And the Fantastic Four are like, yeah, we camp here too. And it's very wholesome and sweet and adorable. Now we have another Franklin Richards, Son of a Genius story. Just a very wholesome book. Very sweet. And now we have the last one. This is Julie's story. Power Pack. Where it opens with that alien guy that we saw before. And he's been trying to find, or he's been planning on how to capture the Power Pack and to harness their powers for his own evil ends. And now we cut to the Power Pack, and it's being narrated by Julie, by her Dear Diary, and they're fighting these robbers, and you know, one of them gets away because Julie was trying to get him. But then Alex is like, you need to come back so we can help fight these other guys. She's like, fine. But by the time she gets back to check on the one guy, he's gone. And so she's decided that she's quitting the Power Pack. She's done. And now we find out that, oh, it was Jack. He was reading her diary, that jerk. Jack the jerk, if you will. Not cool at all. And we see that Alex is still helping his dad with the interdimensional portal. And Jack is like, hey, Dad, can I talk to my bro alone? And Alex says, what's up, Jack? What's going on? Jack's like, she's quitting the Power Pack. And Jack's like, you shouldn't read her diary, but also, wait, what? It's very dramatic. And they go in, and they see that Julie and Katie are hanging out. And they're like, why are you quitting the Power Pack? And she's like, stop reading my diary, you butts. And they're like, yeah, but why are you quitting? And they all gang up on her, and she's like, oh, geez, guys, just come on, leave me alone. I don't want to hang out with my siblings my whole life. Which is actually fine. It's fine if you don't want to hang out with your siblings, but being superheroes does complicate things. And now we cut back again. I'm saying cut a lot in this video. Maybe I'll cut that out. No, I won't. So, we cut back to the robber who's been captured by this alien guy who's... The robber's told him everything he knows. The alien guy's like, great. Now I'm going to do experiments on you. It probably won't hurt a lot. Probably won't hurt a lot. And then we cut back to the mall where they're just hanging out, and Julie's like, geez, guys, just leave me alone. And they're like, no, Julie, we need you. And she's like, no, I will go hang out with my friends. And now they're just looking at the TVs and buying a present for Dad, I think? Anniversary gift, something like that. Birthday, maybe? Who knows? Who knows why they buy these things they buy? But we see that now the villain is back. The robber guy's back. He's got superpowers, and they're like, let's go beat him up. And so they go get Julie. They're like, Julie, there you are with your friends. Come on, we really need your help. And they very smoothly indicate that they need superhero help. And she's like, no, leave me alone. And so they go and they fight the robber without Julie. Sadness. And he's got superpowers now, so it's a little bit harder to fight. A little bit harder to fight him. But they've got him on the ropes until the alien guy comes out from behind him and delivers a cheap shot to the back and kidnaps them, which is not good. And Julie realizes this, hears it on the radio, and she's like, oh no, I do have to go help. I have to go help my friends. Or my siblings. Goodbye, my friends. And they're like, oh, okay, see you later, Julie. Cool. So she zips over and saves them because they're tied up in their house because the villain wanted to lure her and he knew where they lived. So they're waiting in the living room, and she flies down and fights them, and the siblings who are freed sneak out and capture them with the anti-gravity powers that Alex has, capture them, and send them through the portal to the squid dimension. It's kind of dark now that I think about it, but yeah. You know what? They were bad guys. They were jerks. They deserved it. And so they capture them there, and Julie's like, you know what? I guess I really do appreciate being part of a team, and even though I need my own space sometimes, I still want to be with you guys. And it all works out. It's great. And then there's another Franklin Richards, Son of a Genius storyline. And then that's it. The book is over. A wonderful little mini-series. I highly recommend this. I think you might have a little bit of trouble finding the individual issues, but you know, it is available, like I said, on Amazon. I'm sure you could probably find it digitally too. I really recommend these books. They're very sweet, very wholesome, especially if you want to get your kids into comics, but also if you're just a Power Pack fan or if this interests you, check it out. Well, that's all. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and check out my webcomics, Siblings of Steel, on Webtoons and Tapas. Have a great rest of your day, and thanks for watching.